Hi, and welcome to the channel. I figured I would do a video on my 3-gun armory or whatever, to quote my friend Matt. NeverEnuffAmmo, if you don't know, is Matt. Has a bunch of videos where he's talking about 3-gun armories or whatever, where you have a shotgun, rifle, and a pistol. Well, this isn't quite that. This is like the pistol firearm version of that, but you guys get the point. I went with a PCC instead of a rifle because, like, bunch of reasons, mainly economy and size. I mean, look how fucking small that thing is. And then that is the Sig P320 Flex Raider, by the way. And then this is the Cz75 Pcr. And this is a Mossberg 590 Shockwave that I, modified. I like it. Anyway. Oh, and this thing. Isn't that fucking cool? Honestly, I think half the reason I bought that is because it does that. Anyway, a little distracted, but I wanted to make this video because during the lead up to the invasion of Ukraine, I was trimming down systems and getting things kind of perfected and whatever. And these were the guns I bought. I actually bought this one back. I had this during the first round of COVID. And yeah, it came back to the flock. I don't know if I want to trade it or not. There's a part of me that wants to get a P320 or a P250 so I can use all the same mags. I think that would be slick. And I'd love to keep this shotgun, but it's expensive and someone will pay me more than it's worth, and I need a hunting shotgun. So I'm going to sell this thing and buy a either a single shot 12 gauge or maybe a Mossberg 500 with a bird barrel. That way I could get a home defense barrel in the future. Kind of a more utilitarian gun. This thing is perfect for a lot of things, but I want a scavenger home defense bird hunting gun because my plan is eventually to get a PTR 91 to go with this thing. And whenever I do that, then I'll have like a do everything kind of rifle, and I want to do everything kind of shotgun too. And honestly, if they would make a fucking bird barrel for this thing, I would buy one, but they don't make one for the 590 with the short tube or the long tube for that matter. I don't think they make a 590 bird barrel at all. They should. They're missing a market. This is actually the pistol grip off of my AR pistol that I built during the first round of COVID too. Someone's buying this that loves this gun. I'm glad it's going to someone like that. It's going to a very good home. I changed the strap out for some of this green parachute webbing. It's pretty cool. This is a USGI carry strap for ammo cans and water bags and that kind of shit that I cut the buckles off of. And then put a mag pull loop on it, and dusty. And these are STAC shell cards. I basically highly recommend those. Those two in shipping were like 30 bucks. So they're not very expensive and they work really well. They work much better than the El Cheapo Amazon ones. This thing is a Mesa Tactical AR tube adapter. It's aluminum, and it is the correct way to do this. I see a lot of people fucking with a Shockwave, and they have the fucking plastic one from Ergo Grip on, and like, I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's not ideal. And I definitely wouldn't want to put that on a Shockwave. Let's just put it that way. There's already enough variables going on. I really like these Mesa Tacticals. And the SB Tactical Brace is what it is. Both of these have Holosun 403Rs on them. Show you the other side of that. And these are basically Aimpoint T1 clones. They have a 2MOI dot. They work really well. This is my favorite red dot. Okay, it costs like 150, 170 bucks, somewhere in there. I don't see any reason to pay any more for a red dot because these are so good. They have controls on the side like an Aimpoint. They have a battery life that lasts years. Like, they're really, really good sights. And this has a Surefire X 300,000 lumen on it, which is pretty ridiculously fucking bright. Like, it's a bright room we're in now, and you just saw that. Mags for this thing are kind of a bitch. Basically, they don't make 30-round mags. They make 21-round mags, and you can get extensions. These are 17-round mags with a plus 10, make it 27 rounds, and I have 21s with plus 5s that make them 26 rounds. That's as good as you can get for this thing. I wish somebody made better stick mags for this. And they're expensive as all fuck. I really don't want to sell this thing. I'm going to because money. Basically, the gun I'm going to replace this with is going to cost like maybe 100 to 150 bucks. 200 bucks tops. And yeah, I can take the remainder of that and do other things with it. And honestly have a better tool in the long run. I would love to get like a side-by-side 12 gauge, but I'd really like to have something pump action for defense. And to me, the cheapest bird shotgun that you can get is a Mossberg 500 with a bird barrel. Mainly because I usually already have a Mossberg 500 with a home defense barrel, so the bird barrel is only $100. The Cz75 Pcr is the compact Glock 19 sized Cz75 with an aluminum frame, and I put the CZ factory wood grips on it. That's a really good gun. It shoots really, really well. Basically, the only reason I'm even considering not trading that for the 320 or a 250 is that this is such a good gun. So it might stay just on its own merits, but I really would like to have mag compatibility. And this thing doesn't have night sights, and it's never going to have night sights pretty much because of what they did. I don't know. I go back and forth on that one. This thing, I'm going to have to. It is awesome. It looks like some futuristic alien MAC-V SOG hybrid gun or something. There's like hints of Vietnam on it, and I love that. The Raider is my baby. I don't think I'll ever get rid of that thing. Or if I do, it'll be, someday when I'm in a retirement home and I need poker money, I'll fucking sell this thing. I really quite like it. And it does everything that I need a PDW to do. And that's what I kind of want to have the most right now, is a good PDW and a pistol. And that's kind of why I built both of these like this. Like, this was we're going to have a pistol, noted. Do we want to have another pistol caliber carbine thingamajig, or do we want to have a shotgun? And for me, that basically boiled down to recoil and shootability and just like future proofness. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 31 now, which is not old, but like, how much longer am I going to be able to effectively run a fucking 12 gauge? 20 years? 30 years? Like, eventually that shit's not going to be something I could do. And the person that I'm probably going to be surviving the end of the world with is an 80-year-old woman. So this thing basically exists to hand to her. I think with big mags and a red dot and 1,000 lumen flashlight, that's the best thing you could handle a little old lady. that's why we're keeping that one. I really wish I could afford to sell that one because it's worth way more fucking money. This is the cheaper of the two, and honestly, just for brutality and shit, like, fuck yeah. Like, it's good. The other thing is, it's difficult to mount a flashlight on here. I tried putting a Magpul front end on this, and I'm not really that big of a fan. It was okay. I prefer this, and I think the person that's buying this is also going to prefer this, and the camo job looks better with it. So yeah, look at that. Tiger stripes. Anything else before we go? Well, this is how I chose to set up my defenses. Like I said, I'm planning to get a 308 rifle eventually, but for the most part, I consider these to be defensive guns, and the 308 is more like an offensive gun. So it's like a hunting rifle mainly, and something to shoot at the range. Not that you couldn't like be in a rifle fight and shit hit the fan. You could. I'm just gonna try to avoid that. I'd like to hear what your 3-gun battery is. Leave a comment saying what your 3 guns are for the end of the world. See you later.